Greetings and salutations, I'm Zook, your lovable Dungeon Master, with Kai, Uba, and Zay, and we're bringing you another installment of the Tyranny of Talk, of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game. Before we hop in, I've got a few announcements to go over. First and foremost, the miniatures that you will be seeing today, a lot of them are from the Hero Forge new option of the VTT miniature option at checkout. Really good, really easy way to import your own minis into Tabletop Simulator. If you aren't sure how to do it, go ahead and go to Geeks Anonymous's YouTube channel. You can hop in and there is a video on how to do it step by step. Really easy and straightforward, only takes about a minute to do. Second of all, the music you will be hearing tonight is from Kevin MacLeod's Incompetech. It's all royalty-free music, and I just want to give credit where credit is due because DMCA laws are getting really out of hands, at least in the United States. So we want to make sure that everyone is getting credited and that, you know, Twitch knows that, yes, it is royalty-free. You will see, if you're a subscriber of the channel, there are new emotes that you will have access to, as well as new channel point rewards, those little things that accumulate at the bottom of the chat. You can spend your channel points on a variety of different things, including, like, you know, making me sing everything I say for 5 minutes. You know, there's a lot of wacky little rewards kind of interact with the stream. And we have a giveaway. As soon as we reach 3 active chatters in chat, we will be raffling off a 5th edition spell tracker that I 3D printed and that Kai is customizing to your specifications. The one that you will see on the banner up at the top of the screen is one that we did for our friend Tia, one of our previous players. Did it all rainbow colors because they gay AF and we love them for it. So and we'll be able to customize it however you would like. So we'll be doing that as soon as we get 3 chatters active in the chat. So if you are watching, go ahead and send some, you know, links out to some friends and hop on in, and you get a good chance of winning. Once we hit our 100th follower, which we are 2 followers away, we will also be raffling off a stream avatar's pixelated avatar that you will have customized to your specifications at the bottom of the screen. That's what you see kind of going back and forth and jumping all over the place and what. Another way to kind of interact with the stream. And that's pretty much it for the announcements. Is there anything anyone else would like to announce? Any plugs? Anything going on in their lives that they would like to talk about? Or are we going to hop right into the game?
I think I'm good.
Game.
All right.
Yep, I'm good.
Excellent. Would anybody like to do the recap to get 1 extra checkpoint XP at the end of the session? Don't everybody volunteer at once.
I didn't prepare anything, so if anyone's waiting on me to get us 2, you can keep on waiting.
I did it last week. Zook made me.
I did.
Okay, I will do my best.
Sure.
I think we started with the tiefling lady
Yep, Sylvantica.
getting so we freed her from that like little room at the back of the top floor. Then reunited her with her daughter, I think.
Yep.
No, that's jumping very far ahead.
Very far. Yeah. Sorry.
That's like the summary of the entire.
She asked
That
us
and
to
the
find
end.
her daughter.
Yeah, she asked us to find her daughter, who she believed was locked away up in the attic, where Mist Vale, was it Mist Vale?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. My memory works. So Mist Vale had, you know, the people he had been hiring to guard the place and all, so, you know, just mentioned horrible sounds coming from the attic occasionally. So, you know, small child being up there, probably not a good thing, so we went to check and retrieve the child. We got up there was a blood trail going from the room where the guard was supposed to be into the the section of the attic that had all the storage in it. So we carefully went, entered. We had the, Covet had to use, a lamp or something like that because he does not have the joy of dark vision. And we crept our way through that. Very creepy, very atmospheric. The blood trail stopped about halfway, so we decided to stop and sort of just look around, investigate a wee bit. And then Bimkin had the misfortune of investigating more than a wee bit, and put his hand in a chest.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a chest, wasn't it? Which then decided to try and eat him because it was a mimic.
I believe I tried to put my whole face inside of it looking for a small child.
That was it, yes.
Always a good idea.
Yeah.
So definitely, it tried to eat our lovely monk fellow, so we couldn't have that, so we killed it. And then moved on to the back room top. Kovash just to be safe, he put his ear hole up against the door and just to make sure there was nothing nasty in there. But you could hear you could hear the wee kid crying or something like that. Right. And so we entered, saw the wee child who was hiding in a corner. And so after we all entered, and then realized that the slimy ichor that was around the place was in fact from something on the ceiling that decided to also try and, well, not eat us this time. Did it try to eat us? I think it tried to kill us. Is probably just the best way to summarize that.
It was probably going to eat us.
It probably would have eaten you, yeah.
And it was some kind of. It was called. What was it called? A
spectator.
Spectator. How can I say observer? Yeah, it's called spectator. Spectator? No, that's a company.
Spectator.
That's Spectator. That is sort of it's like a beholder, but not, because it's smaller, and a party of low levels can kill it. So that's the way I saw that one.
Beneficial for you guys.
Yeah, it's like a demo for what horrifying things you could encounter at later level.
Yeah.
But yeah, we handedly defeated that, and then brought the. Can't remember the child's name. Do you have a
Rudra.
Rudra, that was it. Yeah, so we brought Rudra back. Oh, well, Bimkin brought Rudra back down to her mother while Kovash and Ash investigated the what seemed to be like an office / horrible ritual room or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they found plans for the pact brace as well as a key that could remove them.
Yes.
A shiny and quite literally very shiny sword.
It glows.
Yes.
Glows with the light of the moon.
Yes.
Because
it is made out of the moon.
A lot of gold, I think. And
yes.
then we brought that down. Oh, and Kovash for some reason decided to take the dragon statue thing that was in the attic because he just thought it looked nice and kind of has no idea what he's actually going to do with it now. He's just sort of got it right. Sell it. But no. I think after that we spoke. Oh yes, there was more. We spoke to the Sylvantica.
Yep.
Sort of got the idea of what, sort of general idea of what was going on. Checked the key worked on the pack brace and managed to remove the pack brace from both Bimkin and Sylvantica, and then to the benefit of still being able to wear it without it doing the anti-magic thing, so you can get away with it to the less keen observer at least. And we popped downstairs, spoke to the bunch that are essentially going to be Mr. Vale's former employees, because we advised that they left and never never to not never to return, but never to keep their distance, I suppose, is the thing, and with a nice handy bribe, and the suggestion that if they're around whenever any officials might, show up to investigate the place and what was going on in that attic, there may be difficult questions whenever they're the people who were guarding it.
Right.
So they left. I think we suggested Sylvantica went with Rudra to be in to which is where we advised I think it was the maids to go.
Yep.
Just to be safe, because the innkeeper is in on our work here, so he'll know to keep him safe. And then we went back to the tavern to speak to our employers about everything we found and where to go from here.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much exactly where we left off. There were a couple rocky moments. There was a moment where our lovely Bimkin actually ended up falling and had to be resuscitated with magic, but for the most part, you guys did pretty good against the obstacles that were in your way. You made your way through the rainy night, which cleaned off all of that gross, pustulant, purplish ichor that was on you from when the spectator had exploded. You made your way into the Timid Turtle, where you went downstairs into the basement to see the 3 leaders of Manticore sitting there, basically not sitting, but more like hunched over a table with some papers and maps laid out as they were discussing things. And they turn and look at the 3 of you, and they're like, Gretel will speak up first. Oh, welcome back.
We did it!
Yes, we actually had a few of the workers who are actually being led to the ship with Felisad's aid, and they're going to be sailing to well, let's just say the less you know of where they're going, the better. But I can say that they are safe. They have people who are well armed and well trained, and from here on, they should have at least a better life. So, what exactly happened? Did you find anything of use?
I believe we did. Kovash is going to be rather dramatic about taking out the plans and slamming them. Slamming them down on desk, but
yeah, placing
them on the desk in a rather dramatic fashion.
Gotcha. You put them on the table over the other paperwork and spread it out, taking some of the paperwork weights that they had and putting it on on the edges of the paper so that it stays flat. And she's looking it over, and you can see she's got a really big smile on her face as Ophi will speak up and go, "Oh, this is fantastic." And then Damu speaks up. Yes, you have all outdone yourselves. And what kind of troubles did you face?
Look at Bimkin and Dash, and
Ash is going to find down.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit. Can you repeat that?
Sorry. Ash is going to find some place to sit down because it has been a long night and she is a small child.
There are chairs, and there are, because of Ophi, there are snacks, there are drinks, there are, things to kind of calm yourself down and relax a little bit.
And Ash is going to get a snack down and just munch.
Okay. And it's very good. It's straight from the bakery, probably baked today.
We dealt with some mercenaries, I guess. And yeah, a lot of those. Some survived, so we told them to get the heck out of town. And something big with a lot of eyes and mouth floated.
Yeah, he had an interesting pair of creatures in the attic.
Right, and also the treasure chest. Yeah.
Big with a lot of. Did it float?
Yeah, I did.
You're not saying it was a beholder, were you?
Not super familiar with those, but if that's what it sounds like, maybe.
It was. Did I succeed? Who was doing the arcane check on that?
It was actually Ash. Ash heard tales of spectators.
Yes. It wasn't a beholder. It was a spectator.
The three kind of look over at you, like they squint their eyes a little bit, like, how the fuck do you know that? But
She's gonna go back to eating this delicious head.
Ophi smiles and nods. And, well, it seems she's certainly aided you in this journey, yes?
Sure did, yeah.
Good to hear.
Yeah, sure, certainly. Her power is certainly potent.
I'm sure. That's fantastic news. Now, you said that you ran into mercenaries. I trust you didn't allow any survivors.
A couple, but we paid them to leave town.
She sighs a little bit. This might complicate matters a little bit, but I understand.
I made it very clear to them if any officials investigate the building, there would be very awkward questions for them if they were to try and say anything that would link them to the place. I mean, seriously, if you go into that attic, pretty much everything there is all you need to make sure that what was it, Mistvale can't maintain his station.
All right, that's good to know. Did you find anything else? Any paperwork? Any possible legal corruption other than what you found in the attic? Because who knows if they can cover that stuff up. Did you bring anything with you?
We have like somewhat burned documents.
Really?
He had been setting his official documents alight in the oven. He'd been having the staff do it for him.
Damu speaks up and he's like, the papers, might I see them?
Sure. Yeah, Kovash would have taken the ones that he was shown by the two maids for. And he'll take those out.
All right, Damu will take a look at them, and you see him take out his spectacles, which are almost comedically small for the size of his long neck and big head, and he places them just slightly on his little snout, and he begins to peer at the documents, squinting. Oh. Yes, these will do nicely. Good job. This alone could cause some political turmoil for him, and anything else that the Harbinger finds in the manor will definitely prove fruitful for our case. Nice done.
He seemed to be, well, based on what the guards and the staff were saying, sounded like something particularly nasty had been going on in his attic. And given the things that were up there, well, there was a table, right? Zook? That
A
was
desk thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
there was a desk, and that's didn't one of you take the occult journal?
That's right. Yes, actually, Kovash will just be like, "Oh wait, there was one more thing," and he'll go into his bag again and take out the occult journal thing that he couldn't read.
Okay.
We found this in the same room as the plant.
Gretel holds her hand out. You know, we'll take it from you if you let her.
Yeah, he doesn't really know what it is, so he's
She-
just gonna.
She'll place it on the table and flip open the pages a little bit, and she's gonna roll Arcana. Hmm. Well, judging by these symbols, I would definitely say that it is a magic sort of tome. I can't glean much from the language it's in, but this is definitely something. And you found this in his desk.
Nod.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I found. Ash is going to come over to the table. It's like, I found this in a bag of rice. And she's going to put the bag of. She doesn't know what it is. The opium on the table.
She. Ophi will take it, and she looks it up, opens it up, gives it a snip, and puts a pinky in there. Basically, she licks the tip of her pinky and puts it into the bag to kind of get some to cling to her pinky, and then she tastes it. Opium. Well then, I think we have everything we need to put him away for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Was there any more? Did you leave any in the bags, or do we need to slip back in and place these back?
I only found this one, but there might be more.
There might be more. In fact, I'd almost count on it. This is good.
I didn't see any more magical tomes, as far as I could recall. Although he did have a large study room that could only be accessed by. But could it only be accessed by the cupboard, or was it like the door in the hallway as well?
The door was locked.
Yeah. Yes, there was. Basically, it's the entrance in the closet is the only way to get into the attic.
Yeah, you say basically he had a closet that was the only way to get into the attic, the study, and then he also has an escape tunnel from his room to the I believe it's the dining room on the lower floor.
Yeah.
Because of
Ash
course
is
he
going
does.
to start flipping through the book that's on the table just because.
You want to make an Arcana roll?
I don't need you. I can read all writing.
Oh, that's right. It is a spell book. It's a wizard spell book. It has incantations, and it's mostly enchanting, transmutation, and conjuration. So
Does Ash recognize any of the spells, or is it just?
no, if you wanted to read, if you wanted to roll, there's a chance, but it's a very low one, so it would be a very high DC if you wanted to. Of course, you're gonna get a
I'll roll
fucking
anyways.
nat 20, right?
Can I assist?
Sure.
That I've gained Arcana as a
Yeah.
thing. Okay. I'll be assisting. How does assist work again?
Assist,
It
you're
gives me
basically
advantage.
giving
Alright,
her
yeah.
advantage. You're basically looking over her shoulder and reading it as she does.
Okay, so I rolled an 8 and a 9, so 13.
13, yeah, you're not getting a whole lot of information. You've seen some of these sigils before. Like you recognize the one in the pack brace, which is the evocation symbol. So there are several spells that are located in this tome. It's basically a wizard's spell book.
Right.
And Damu will basically, his long neck will be stretched over, also looking at the book, and he says, wait, stop. He looks at the piece of parchment, that burnt piece of paper, and then looks at the book, and he adjusts his spectacles. That's Miss Vale's handwriting.
Why was he writing a spell book?
Well, this isn't all in his handwriting. However, there is enough that could put him away for a long time. More than likely, he will be burned at the stake.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Hmm.
Unsanctioned and illicit spell use is prohibited in the continent of Talk, as I'm sure you are all well aware.
That's why I don't let them catch me.
Koash will also mention that he had another staff member that he placed some sort of spell on to make her obey him or something. You look at Pimkin and Ash.
Yeah, the mark of obligation, I think. Servitude.
Let's see if they know what that is. There we go. That has been used before by, unfortunately, legal spellcasters in the city of Talk. It's very possible that she's had that symbol for a long time.
Well, now she doesn't, so yeah.
What? What do you mean she doesn't?
Well, it's gone. It broke.
I feel like I'm missing something. How did it just break?
I broke it.
You all three of them are looking at you, just kind of blinking, like, how?
I broke it. I didn't want it there, so I broke it.
You hear Ophi speaks up. You mean to tell me that you have the ability to dispel magic?
I guess. Zeke taught me, kind of.
I don't know what to say. You certainly are an astounding child. Hell, all three of you are incredibly useful. Thank you for everything you've done. And Gretel will speak up and say, absolutely. And as far as I'm concerned, she looks at the other two, basically waiting to get their acknowledgement, and they both nod in return to Gretel. And Gretel will speak up and say, welcome to the Manticore. We have certain cities, certain towns that we're set up in. We're still fairly small as an organization, but if you bear a sigil or a symbol of the Manticore, and she shows you once more what the symbol looks like, that kind of Star of David looking symbol. I think you've all seen it by now, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. If you show them this symbol, you will find food and lodging for free for your efforts. Just make sure that you don't show the wrong person. We are freedom fighters, essentially. We're trying to overthrow this tyrannical government, and it's not going to be an easy task. And if you don't have the guts for it, you can turn back. You're under no obligations. All we ask is that if you decide not to assist us, that you just keep your mouth shut, stay silent, and do not let anyone know we exist.
I'm game.
And
Yeah.
she'll
Kovash will not.
she'll reach into her pack and she slides forward three metal like they're like medallions. They're probably about the size of like a $50 with the symbol on it. Show these to Jura, and your fee for your in-stay will be recompensed, and as long as you're in Averlund, you won't have to worry about paying for any accommodations. Thank you all. I don't know what to say.
Kovash will say, the third staff member was also sent to the inn. I believe she may have, well...
Do you mean the tiefling and her daughter?
She'll not.
Yes, we've already spoken with her, and she told us pretty much everything that she could, that she understood anyways, and I can say that by now she kind of peeks down at a chronometer that she has and puts it back into her pocket. By now she is most likely miles out at sea.
Good.
Why don't you three get some rest? You've earned it.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, what do you guys do?
I just remembered we didn't tell him about the key. Oh, well, we told... Did we?
We didn't show them the unlucky thing, though, I thought.
No. That's a good point. We should probably show them that, given that's also one of the things they were looking for.
Yeah.
Who had that? Because I
thought you had it.
Yeah,
You did.
okay.
yeah, it was Kovash.
So yeah, I remember. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Kovash will. The plans also came with this, and the old key thingy down on top of them.
You see her smile widely, and it works.
We used it both on Binkin and the Tiefling lady, and it seemed to work.
Yeah, I'll slip my pack bracer off.
You have no idea how much this helps our cause. This is astounding. Thank you.
Welcome.
You'll know.
She'll reach into a pouch and she throws a bag on the table. That's for you.
I'll reach over to the pack. Well, yeah, not Binkin.
You pick it up and there's it's like 2 pounds of coins. You open it up, it's all gold. There's about 250 gold coins, so it's actually about 5 pounds. 250 gold. You've earned it.
Who wants to hold on to this? I mean, I can, but
Kovash will offer to hold on to it until we get to the inn. Just split it.
okay, that'll work. I'll pass it off to him.
He will secure it safely within his backpack.
Okay. Go ahead and mark down 250 gold. All right. What do you guys do?
I'm ready to head back to the inn.
Yeah, a bit of rest would be quite nice after all of that excitement.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I'm down below half HP, so yeah, I'm ready to zonk for a while.
All right. So you all head to the inn. Are you guys staying in the same room, or do you want separate rooms?
Gotta say that considering what just went down, in case anything does happen. Perhaps getting the same room would be wise.
Sure.
Yeah.
Same
That's
room,
not-
separate beds.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No,
Right.
you all have to cuddle together, gnome style.
Wow.
All right, so the three of you get to the inn. You present Jorah the symbol. He nods and, excuse me, exchanges your previous key for a new one. And he puts you up in one of the best rooms in the inn. You head up there, and it is great accommodations. 2 queen-size mattresses. You've got a shelf. There is a place. There's actually a walk-in closet to put your things. There's a sofa. It's extremely good accoutrement for you to stay in, and you guys can kind of sit down, settle, and you can take a long rest if you would like.
A long rest sounds good.
All right.
I imagine Ash, like, face plants in the bed. It's the softest thing she's ever felt, and she's out like a light.
Most likely. All right, so yeah, you all can just kind of hit that long rest button, and you are all set.
Completely reset my HP to 14.
What?
Currently have 14 of 14 hit points.
Uh-oh. Hang on, let me bring up D&D Beyond and see what's going on there.
I do not remember how many I had.
Hold on. You had 41.
41.
Yeah, how the fuck did that happen?
There's like a little tick box that says reset maximum HP changes during this rest. Could that have been it?
That might have been it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's uncheck that so that doesn't happen again. Are you using the override button for... That's probably what did it then. That's all right. That's all right. We'll... As long as we got that, so just, you know, make a note somewhere is that you have 41 HP. And we'll switch it... I'll switch it over after the game, so it's, like, quote-unquote, the numbers you rolled. That way that doesn't happen again.
Okay.
Okay, so the three of you basically collapse. You guys were exhausted, both physically and mentally after that endeavor, and sleep comes very easy and very welcomed. After about 4 hours of meditation, Bimkin, your rest is finished because you are an elf and enjoy the trance benefit. You, with your passive perception, you actually hear a noise, like a against one of the windows.
I'll go investigate it.
Okay, you investigate the window, kind of parting the one of the curtains, and you look down, and you see a dark-skinned man. Looks vaguely familiar. But he's just kind of looking up at your window, and he's in similar familiar outfit, basically like a martial arts gi. And you can't really make out his face from here, but he does have this air of familiarity to him.
Okay. What floor am I on?
You are on the 2nd floor.
And he's down on the ground?
He is.
Okay. I'll leave the room and go down to ground floor.
Okay. You head down to the down floor, to the 1st floor, and circle around the back of the inn to where he was. And I'm going to have you make a perception roll.
Okay. 24.
24. Okay. You are looking around. You're basically kind of alert, looking around, trying to find who this person was, and you can see them. They are currently hiding behind a tree, and they're trying to get a jump on you.
Hi.
And you see him kind of poke his head out, his spiky brownish hair and his darkened skin. It's more of like a chocolate brown. He looks around with his long pointed ears. He is a gnome, and you know him as Brother Matthias. And he kind of, damn, you're getting better at that. And he kind of walks out with his gnome hooked hammer and kind of smiles at you. Glad I found you.
Yeah, how do you know to find me here?
Honestly, I didn't. But hey, one thing leads to another. You hear stories about a drow walking around and getting slapped with a pack brace, and sure enough, one thing leads to another, and you end up finding somebody you're looking for.
Right, yeah, I guess that does make sense. So.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, hey, think fast. And he takes a swing at you.
Okay.
What is your AC?
18.
You duck under the gnome hooked hammer and it's like, whoosh. And he smiles and nods. All right. Yep, you're definitely doing good, huh?
Yeah? Everything tried to hit me?
That is what training is. Now, I have something for you. And
Okay.
he reaches into his pouch and he pulls out a scroll and he hands it to you. And it is old. Like the paper is almost like a tea color, and it's around an ornate wooden handle, and he hands it over to you.
Okay. I'll unscroll the scroll.
And you see it is basically like different stances, different techniques, all laid out on the scroll. Kind of like if you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, you know the water scroll. Yes, it's very much like that with different techniques, basically outlining a lot of the techniques of the open hand. And he hands it to you and basically says, "All right, now how much of this do you remember?"
Bits and pieces.
Okay, prove it.
I'm going to swing at you like you swung at me?
That would prove it.
Okay, let's try it. I will swing at him.
All right, go ahead.
14.
14. You see him kind of you kick up with a roundhouse kick, and he basically just jumps right underneath it, and unfortunately you miss, and he comes underneath and he takes a jab at you with his fist. Let's see. What is your AC? You said 18?
Yep.
Yeah, you just sidestep it and do not get hit. Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me.
All right, I will do exactly that. That'd be a natural one.
Natural one. So you kind of stumble a little bit. You're unsure exactly what this is kind of for, or why he's just coming out of here for no reason. But you kind of stumble a little bit, and for a moment, you get kind of lost in thought. And then he comes up and he tries to do a flurry of blows on you.
Okay.
Let's see. He misses, and then on his two other attacks with his key points, he gets a natural 20 on one of them.
Cool. Yay, training.
Yay, training. Okay, you take 12 points of damage with his strength modifier. Boom, boom, boom. And go ahead and let me see here. Hang on just a second. No, he can't do that. Okay, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to attack, and remember that I have 2 attacks this time, so that'd be a 26
26 definitely hits.
and a 14.
14 because he is unarmored, and no, his AC is 15, so unfortunately the second one misses. But you hit with the first one. Do you do anything special?
No, I don't want to waste any key points this early in the morning.
All right, so you finally get a nice hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
11.
11. Okay, so you kind of jab him in the stomach, which is pretty low for a gnome, but you're used to kind of training with gnomes, so you're good at the squatting and positioning yourself, and jab him straight in there and kind of okay, you got me.
That it?
Let's call that good for today. All right, well, so the reason I'm here is Brother Corliss made you something, and kind of forgot to give it to you when you left the monastery.
Okay. Yeah, he was always a little forgetful.
So besides the scroll, which you can keep, here, and he hands you the gnomed hooked hammer that he has. So go ahead on your character sheet, and for equipment, type in gnome hooked hammer, and it should pop up as a custom item.
Gnome hook. Type here. Hooked hammer. How do I search in not my inventory?
Let me. There should be a manage equipment.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Gnome hooked hammer. There it is.
All right, go ahead and add that. And so basically, it's a long quarter staff with a hammer on either side. There is a hammer and then a spike on the opposite side. And you pick it up. It is perfectly balanced, and it is considered a monk weapon.
Cool.
And he kind of says, "All right, well, next time that I see you, I want you to be able to stun me in place."
I will work on that.
All right. Hey, it was nice seeing you, and don't forget where you came from.
Talk about you guys all the time.
I'm sure you do. He walks up, he gives you a nice firm hug before he kind of nods, and he throws down like a smoke bomb and tries to ninja vanish. Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Okay. 21.
So he's trying to look all cool and sneak away, but he does so unsuccessfully, and you see him kind of scurry really quickly away and ducks behind one of the buildings.
Oh no, where did he go?
You hear a go kind of trail off into the distance, and then he is gone. All right, yeah, so we'll say that probably took about 10-15 minutes. The others are still asleep. What do you do?
I'm probably gonna go back up and rest so that I can regain my hit points again.
Okay, so we'll say that you're able to do so, since another 4 hours they'll be up. So go ahead and hit that long rest button again.
Yeah.
And one by one, the three of you all come to. You all wake up, and it's a new day, and you can hear the birds kind of chirping in the distance. And the rain has gone. It's a very clear day. The sun is beating down. It's a little chilly because it's Alabus, which is towards the tail end of the year. But for the most part, it's it's a pretty nice day out. What do you guys do?
Well, Did we have any plans for today?
Oh.
Kovash shakes his head. I didn't really think this far ahead.
Well, out of character, this would be a good time for you. This is a little bit of like, you have some time for yourselves. So if you wanted to get like spell components, equipment, you know, I know that like you're running into a problem, Zay, where you didn't have like all the spell components at hand. You guys were talking about possibly going to the mage in town at one point, I think.
Right.
The alchemist.
Oh, the alchemist, quote unquote. That was.
I think. Let me have a look. I think that was when I was picking my spells.
Yep.
The ones I have at the moment don't actually have material components.
And I remember there was at one point, you guys were talking. I don't remember why, but you guys mentioned wanting to go to Yasmin's.
We were gonna go to him to undo the mark on.
Oh, that's right. But
Right.
That's already been taken care of. So if there's anything in particular that you would like to do, you may do so. Supplies, you got some magic items that you might be able to get identified if you can find somebody.
I
didn't take any of that stuff, so
picked up this dragon. I still don't know what to do with it.
Which I also described as like 2 feet by 1 foot, so it's not very small.
It was quite literally I'm stealing this guy's TV kind of on the way out type of deal there. It's like, you know what, I'll have that. He's not going to need it where he's going.
That's fantastic.
If he survives.
you weren't using it.
Well, we could pop over to the tavern and ask them about people that might be able to pick up magic item-wise. I mean, there was the sword, but I think that was non-magic.
Yeah, the sword is an Obanite sword, which is not technically magical. It has a magic-like effect, but it is not magical.
We could always, I don't know, like go to the bakery or something, not for any particular reason, but you know.
So we go to the bakery, get our
I mean, she is part of
very healthy breakfast.
Yeah, maybe she'll have like muffins, and also plans on where we need to go.
Ulfi makes the best muffin.
I do not doubt this. To the bakery.
Ash is totally down for muffin.
Yep, bakery
Okay.
sounds good.
All right, so the three of you exit the inn and head on the streets, and the town is already pretty bustling. You guys kind of slept in a little bit because of just the sheer exhaustion. Excuse me, that you were experiencing from the escapade from last night. As you're heading on the street, you notice that there is kind of a bigger presence of the town guard, and in particular there are a few outside of the clock tower. As you're heading to the bakery, you can kind of hear a ding 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 from like a bell as a crier begins walking down the street, and he is it's like a little kid, probably, well, not little, but probably like 14-15 years old, and he begins exclaiming his cries that he's been told to announce. So 4 mercenaries suspected for the death of 2 hired guards in Mistvale Manor. Theft, vandalism, and kidnapping of 4 servants. Reward offered for their return, dead or alive. Inquire with Zardothus. Strange lights spotted at the clock tower. Zardothus to investigate. Heretics shall be burned. All travel from Averlund prohibited. Martial law enacted. Like ting ting
no.
ting 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 ting. Then you hear him continue. An illness unleashed by the Hroth Alliance has spread in the south. Crops and animals growing sick. People missing for days on end. Possible end to the laws of war. Ting 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 ting. And he just keeps repeating those three main points as he continues to travel down the streets of Averlund.
Midori is screaming in the back of my head.
So I sort of
Ash
think.
is like,
They said 4 mercenaries. How many did
didn't
we
we
let
let
go?
4 go?
4.
Oh. Fortunate for them, I suppose.
Is it bad to let them take the rap on that? I mean, they didn't do anything bad, other than they're bad at fighting. But other than that, they're
It's hard to say, I think, given what they were guarding.
most of them didn't seem to be real knowledgeable what was going on in the attic, though. So I think they were just kind of hired and stuck there.
Perhaps it's something we could speak to the others about.
Okay. I mean,
I'm not comfortable with it either.
Ophi's one of the others, so I mean, head over there and eat a muffin and 3, or
The three of you continue down. It takes about 5 more minutes, and you get to the entrance of the bakery, which is already opened. Able to go inside, no problem at all. And Ophi is just taking some pie out of the oven and setting it onto one of the display stands for the day. And she smiles as you hear the ting ting from the bell over the door. It looks, oh, hi.
Hi!
How can I help you guys today?
Muffins.
Muffins coming right up. 3?
yes, for now.
And what flavor do you want?
Chocolate.
Chocolate chip?
I don't know what flavors there are.
Let's see. We've got banana. We've got blueberry. We've got strawberry, raspberry. We've got pecan if you're into something a little bit more nutty. Or the chocolate chip that Ash is going for.
Chocolate
I-
chip has like big sugar crystals on top. It's good.
I am so overwhelmed right now.
I'll have the blueberry.
All right. Grilled or as is?
Grilled.
Okay.
I will have raspberry.
You got it. And she goes out back and she begins prepping. There are a couple more customers come in as you're kind of waiting. She helps them, boxes some stuff up for them, slides it forward. She has put the meals on a plate in front of you, at one of the tables. She doesn't have many tables, but it is an option for people who kind of wanted to have a place to kind of snack on stuff. And you guys enjoy 3 delicious muffins.
Muffins.
The last of the other customers leaves, and she kind of takes a peek outside, makes sure no one else is coming, and she looks at you guys and goes, so, did you hear the crier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I'm super okay with letting someone else take the fall for that.
You're a good man, Bimkin,
Thank you.
but I'm not sure what other options there are.
Well, that's me either. That's kind of why we came to you, so that's bad news.
I mean, if you came clean, You're looking at jail time.
I don't know. But if we could get out of town, I know that they're kind of restricting that, but if we could get out of town, then have you guys kind of tip them off and say that you saw us recently. I mean, they'd be searching town, we'd be gone.
Well, we could try to distract them for you and get you out of here, but where are you gonna go?
Oh,
Falistad's already taken the others, and his boat's not going to be back for at least a few days, and even then, they might give him a hard time. In fact, they probably will give him a hard time, because suspiciously leaving port.
well, where's the nearest town that also has the Manticore presence? I mean, we could go and help them.
Alright, well, let's take a look at the map.
I mean, if anyone has any other ideas, I mean, you can feel free to...
There is a question that's sort of... well, the problem is if we allow them to hide us, that would... on that spread, that new, that new spreads, then they'll be looking for people matching our description in other times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I like it much, but it may be something we'll just have to accept.
Well, I definitely appreciate your honesty, and I'm just... this might be for the best.
I'm also worried that if they catch them, they might turn us in.
That's true. And they have ways of... let's just say the Harbinger knows how to get the truth out of people. If anything, this buys you a little bit of time, though.
So what do we do with the time we have?
Well, you said that you're looking for possibly another town that has the Manticore presence.
Looking for wherever we're needed. I mean, that was just if we were gonna run, we'd run there. But if we're needed here,
Right. Honestly, there's not a whole lot left to do in Averlund. We just have to wait. We have to wait for Miss Vale to come back. We have to wait for the evidence to be presented. We have to wait for Harbinger Zardothus to, amass the evidence against him and sentence him. And we're talking something that could take months to come into fruition. In the middle of her saying the word fruition, you hear ting, 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 ting. And then the door opens up and another person kind of interrupts to get some bakeries, and she goes really quiet, a little pale in the face, like she almost got caught with her pants down. Grabs a couple of things that the customer orders and hands it over to the person, and they leave. Well, there is a presence in... by presence, I mean one family in Bilchmark that have been helping us with transporting questionable goods. He's also an engineer. If we could get you to successfully take the pacification bracer remover and bring it to him, it's possible he might be able to duplicate its effects. And if we could mass produce removers, that would help us out tremendously. So if we could get you out of Averlund and get you on that path, it's very possible we could kill two birds with one stone.
How long of a trip is that?
By foot, about 2 days travel, 3 maybe if you're going at a slow pace.
Probably wouldn't be able to get a horse out if we're trying to sneak.
Yeah, a horse is gonna be probably a little too much attention right now with how high strung all the guards are.
Right. All right. So how do we get out?
We sneak. Middle of the night.
That could work.
All right.
I know all through the town.
Now, is there anything that we can get you? Anything that you might not have access to normally? Oscar, stop. She kind of shushes up her dog.
I can't think of anything. I don't have many needs, you know. Monk life.
That's a good thing. Good habit to have. You know, travel light.
Yeah.
Doesn't weigh you down.
Oh, Kovash like his bag, sort of like. I need to sell this. Get rid of it. I don't know this. I don't know why I took this. He sort of takes the like unwieldy dragon statue.
She kind of like looks at it.
Sort of like
tilts her head a little bit. Oh.
It was in his attic. It looked nice. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. You could try selling it at the treasure trove. I I don't know what to tell you. Why did you take that?
Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, look at it. It looks nice.
It
is nice. He doesn't deserve
very
something
intricate
like this.
You know what? I'm not even gonna question. Like,
but yeah,
it might not be the easiest thing to travel around with.
No, it seems like something I should probably get rid of before we leave.
Yeah, I would say go to the treasure trove, pawn it off. Might make a few bucks out of it. Do you need any supplies? Any rations, water skins, backpacks, bedrolls?
Yeah. If we're going to be traveling, that sort of thing, Oh, I have my backpack and bedroll.
Yeah, I gave away my backpack, so should probably get another one.
We can supply you with one. That's not an issue. Are you taking Ash with you?
She wants to come.
That's up to her.
It is up to her.
I want to go because the Harbinger is investigating the clock tower, and I don't want him to find me.
Yeah, I heard about that. Apparently, people saw an luminescent light coming from it a few nights back. That was you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll get you some supplies, and I think you've got the right idea. Wait for the cloak of night and try to get out.
Sounds good.
Well, until then, eat up, have your fill, and if you need a staunchy meal, you know, something a little bit more sustaining than some muffins, feel free to go to the Timid Turtle. Damu will hook you up.
Yeah.
I think muffins are all I need. Maybe ever. There's such a selection I didn't know was possible.
I get the feeling a martial artist such as yourself maybe need a more nutritional meal.
Berries are highly nutritious.
Yes. Yes,
That's
good. All right.
Out of character, I just remembered we need to split our money. So
Yeah.
I will quickly.
Yep. Also, for brevity's sake, if you want to just sell that statue,
Yep.
make a persuasion check for me, and we'll see how much you get out of it.
Bimkin is the persuasive one, right?
Yeah, you can have him do it if you want.
Yeah, Bimkin, you just like you try and sell this. You're better at talking to people. I might scare the shopkeep.
What am I rolling?
Just make a basic perception. Persuasion check.
Okay. 18.
18. Okay. You get 50 gold out of it.
Okay, I'll add that to our split. So that means we get. Did you say 50 gold?
Yeah. So that actually rounds it up
Okay,
to 300.
yeah, so 300. So yeah, 100 each then.
100 each.
There you go.
God,
Problem
you're
solved
giving
itself.
Ash more money.
And unfortunately, you're not able to find anyone to identify because, yeah,
Magic.
known spellcasters here. So there are some items that you have that will have to remain unidentified for now.
That's fine.
Did any of you take the idols of Hextor? No, I think
No, I
he's.
think we left those there.
Yeah,
So
that's
I remember
right.
Ash was the only one that saw them when she left.
That's right.
Because Hextor is a jerk.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I think I forgot to go and get the dagger. No idea that was magical. So
I thought we picked that up.
did we?
The silver dagger.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Dan?
I mean,
I know I didn't.
You didn't.
If it's something shiny, I assume it's Ash that grabbed it. So
Ash, just make a quick perception check. This is basically an after the fact. See if you did see it, thought it was something that you would take.
That's only a 6.
Yeah, you probably didn't even find it. So unfortunately, it was just a silver dagger, but you do not get the you do not have it. So
That's okay. I still have the potion, the special eyeglass thingies, a couple scrolls, and a runic ring.
okay. All right. So yeah, you guys are able to get everything situated, get prepared. Is there anything else you want to do during the day before we elapse to the nighttime? What do you guys try to get out of Averlund?
not really.
Tavern. Yeah.
Lifestyle. I don't really have anything to do.
Okay. Anything that you guys
go ahead.
needed to discuss amongst each other?
Does Ash have clothes that look like the kind of clothes someone should be wearing while traveling?
Ash has clothes that she is currently wearing.
Then is there a tailor in this town?
Yes, we'll say that there's a tailor. You want to get basically explorer's outfit? For
Yeah,
Ash?
something so that she doesn't like freeze to
Sure.
death like in the wilderness, essentially. Because
Um,
like Kovash just sort of dawns on him. It's like, oh
Yeah.
right, yeah, we could be getting.
So
Because he's got his traveling gear, so he's sorted, but he sort of realized, oh wait,
Ash, if you want to just mark that down on your character sheet that you now have explorer's outfit. Is there anything else in particular that you guys want to do before we elapse?
nope, just the tavern to eat food.
Yep. We'll say you guys have your, have a nice meal before you guys head out. They provide you Bimkin and Ash both with a traveler's backpack as well. I believe it's called, I think it's the explorer's backpack is what they call it. So it comes with a pretty good suite of supplies. So it's got like rations, it's got rope, it's got quite a few things in it.
Explorer's pack.
Yeah, explorer's pack, that's the one.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. This is the right track. No, too somber. Too somber. Wait, is it this one? Should label these a little bit better. Geeks Anonymous, for what you only want.
The very best.
Okay, I remember now. Okay.
I had a thought and I don't like the thought.
What is the thought? Share with the
No.
class. Share with the
No.
class,
I don't want to give you ideas.
please.
Me.
I want to know now.
Well, what are the odds that the tailor recognized Ash and went, "Why is this child getting traveling clothes from these two strangers?"
For brevity's sake, we're not gonna worry about that.
Okay.
The tailor's in on all this, probably. So,
That's big bad right there.
All right. So night has fallen. We'll say that it is around 1 o'clock in the morning. Most of the town is asleep. However, you have noticed throughout the day that the guards have been having to do double shifts, and a lot of them are not very happy about it. So they are on high alert. You are currently in your inn room. You got a little bit of a short rest in, and it's pretty much it's time. It's now or never. What do you guys do?
time to flee.
Yeah. Probably have our bags all packed up already. Just go ahead and grab the bags and head out and get a lay of the land.
All right.
Gonna have to be sneaky.
Okay. So, how are you leaving your inn room? First of all.
By the door, I guess. Probably looks less suspicious than jumping out the window.
Okay. So you leave your inn room, you head downstairs into the lobby. Jorah kind of gives you a nod as you're leaving. Looks like he has a cup of tea that he's sipping in the corner. You hear, "Good luck." Gives you a nod, and he lights up a pipe.
So Ash will return a nod.
Okay. You open up the door. At that point, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Gonna peek out.
You peek out. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Natural
1.
20.
Okay. You
Plus
see
3.
you see several guards. You're guessing just from looking outside. There's one at like patrolling every building in the town square. There's some that are actually stationed at the clock tower, and there's one that is currently walking over to the inn as you're peeking out.
Uh-oh.
What do you do?
One of them's coming. Go back inside the inn.
Are there are tables and whatnot for like sitting around? Yeah.
Yep, there are.
Why don't we just sit around a table?
Okay. So you head to a table and you sit down. I'm gonna have all three of you make a deception check as you hear
Like the hide art stuff. Basically,
the, the door
just sitting around a
ting,
table
ting.
wearing backpacks.
Right, yeah.
I just throw the backpacks under the table.
Yeah.
18.
18? 13?
Oh no, my special blue dice.
Oh, did your dice go
Yeah, because I think I had them all piled in
Yeah.
the.
hang on, shit, that's right. Yeah, and I deleted that.
My dice.
Let me color them
Don't think
for
these are
you.
items.
And blue. There you go.
Ooh, they can be colored.
Yes, they can.
That is a 17.
Okay, 17. Okay, so you're all sitting at the inn. Who hit the backpacks underneath the table?
I think we all probably did.
All right, so whoever wants to make a sleight of hand check can have the advantage because you're helping each other.
I have a +5.
You have a +5.
I have a +6, but I've been rolling like ass.
So who wants to help who?
I have a +2, so
Okay.
it's not me.
This is not a Kovash skill.
No.
Do you want to roll Bimkin? You have the real dice.
I can certainly roll, yes. So I get an advantage with my +5.
Yes.
Yes.
23.
23. Okay. The door opens up and you hear the ting ting, and Jorah kind of gives the guard a nod. Back again, huh? Yep. God damn, this is just bullshit. I mean, I get it. Yeah, but what a waste of time this is. They're not even giving us any extra pay. You hear Jorah speak up. Well, I mean, it is a job. Yeah. You see anything strange? Not out of the normal. The guard will stop and look at the three of you, give you a nod, and then head back outside. Jorah kind of... Go ahead.
How often does he do that?
They've been coming usually about every hour or so.
Okay.
He would have a back door.
He kind of smiles. Officially or unofficially?
Is an unofficial one?
Right this way. He stands up. He leads you all back through a small little kitchen for accommodations and leads you into the basement. The basement opens up into a larger room. It looks like this is another place that the Manticore can gather if they needed to. And there is an entrance that leads up into basically... what are those doors called? They're like the doors that you would have outside that lead directly into the basement.
Like the storm doors.
Storm doors, yes, yeah. You see him unlock it from the inside, opens it up, flaps them open. Quickly, go.
Going.
Me too.
All right, so the three of you head outside. He closes the door, and you hear him lock it from the inside. No turning back now.
Ooh.
All right, we are going to enter into a skill challenge. You're going to need a certain amount of successes in order to successfully navigate yourself outside of the town of Averlund. Using any skills that are at your disposal, you cannot duplicate a skill. So once you have tried, like stealth, for instance, you can't use stealth again. You have to choose something else to navigate your way out of the city.
So before we start,
Yes.
Kovash will take his chainmail off. If that's possible.
Sure. It takes. We'll say that you did that in the basement.
Yeah, because he has his traveling coat underneath, so it's not like he's just getting a nip or anything like that.
Sure.
So he's...
But chainmail is not sneaky.
Exactly.
Right.
It goes into the bag.
Okay. So, it is the dark of night. It is a clear night outside. The bright sun is unfortunately illuminating a lot more than it usually does. The bright moon. Sorry, I said sun, didn't I?
Well, technically,
That's fair. That's fair. Technically, it is the reflection of the sunlight. So you get out and you see the back alleys of the town. There's a few trees scattered around, and you've got buildings spaced moderately apart. You do see, just with your passive perceptions, several guards that are patrolling that haven't seemed to have noticed you yet. Who is going to take the lead?
I can.
All right, what do you do?
Ash knows her way through the town, so hold on. Sorry. How do I get this to go away?
Get what to go away?
That way. Okay. So the inn's here?
Yes, let me bring up the town map. This isn't to scale, so we're not really going to be using this because there's more buildings around it that just are like
but I'm saying
homes and stuff.
It's like not like dead center of town, but
No.
Yeah.
So the most cluster of guards is like around here in the center, but there are some like patrolling the back areas as well.
Right. But Ash probably knows her way around off the beaten
Yep,
path, which
absolutely.
is why she's leading the way.
Sure. So what skill are you going to be using?
I want to save stealth for when I actually need it because I have advantage on those.
Okay.
So probably would it be perception or investigation or insight if she's like if she's watching the guards to gauge their routes?
I would say that probably it'd be an insight to kind of get where they're going to go, their intention. Yeah, definitely insight.
Okay, then that's what she's going to do, and because she's used to doing this, the key to not getting caught is to know where they're gonna be, so you don't have to be there. Fuck. I don't have inspiration.
Ooh. Is that a
Ellie.
Is that a crit fail?
I don't want it.
Sorry, you guys haven't gotten any inspiration.
We
I
haven't.
still have the inspiration from the
I don't have inspiration.
thingy. At least the button still got the thingy.
Oh
on it.
wait,
I
you
haven't
guys,
used it yet.
you guys finished a story arc, so all of you would have gotten inspiration.
Well, I use it.
Because yeah, after every story arc, you also can get it if you feel like you have roleplayed specifically like your ideals or something. Let me know, because I don't know all of your ideals offhand. And if you feel like you maybe have been role-playing a lot like your ideals, say on your character sheet and whatnot, I can actually award you for that as well.
Okay. Well, a 19 is better than a nat 1, so a 22 after my modifier.
22, okay. So basically, you're looking around for a moment, and you see several of the guards kind of patrolling back and forth. You wait a good 5 minutes or so as you notice that there is a mist kind of rolling in from the sea, and a couple of the guards stop for a moment and they turn to look in that direction. You use that moment as kind of a cloak, and you go the other direction. And you make a decent lead into the city. When you go around one of the corners and you see one of the guards coming straight at you, at this point it will be the next person, either Kovash or Zay. What do you do? Who wants to go next?
So, if one of us uses a skill, the other person can't? Or
That's
is it
correct.
Just individually?
That's
All right.
correct.
Um,
You guys have to have so many successes. There's a DC depending on what you do, and
Right.
I decide what that is, and as long as you get over that, it's a check. If you fail, it's basically it's a failure, and you have to get so many successes over failures in order to successfully get out of the town. Even if you get caught, you can still escape.
Right. Let's see. And you're saying there's like, so we've turned a corner and there's a guard walking straight to
Yes, coming right at you. It doesn't look like he's noticed you yet, but if you stay where you are, he is going to.
Right.
Could I use athletics to just catch his attention and then jump over a wall or something, draw him away from the pathway, and then double back around and catch up with everyone?
So you want to draw him away?
Yeah.
So if you're using athletics, that's going to be you basically leading the party, through the town with your athletics. If you are trying to distract him, that'd be more of like a deception check. So what would you rather do?
I could use athletics to lead them through the party and kind of through the town and kind of
Sure.
avoid
Okay.
action.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
18.
Okay, so basically you see that guard coming right at you. You quickly put an arm in front of Ash and push her back into the alleyway. You look around quickly and you see a gutter, basically a water drain from when it rains, and you grab a hold of it. You start scaling the building. You grab a hold of Ash and hoist her up, and then grab a hold of Kovash's scaly hand, and he's a little heavier, but you're able to kind of guide him up one of the windowsills. You climb up and you get to the top of the building. You're able to basically run across the building and jump to the next one. It's at that point you see. It looks like there is, on a nearby building, on top of a ceiling, there is another guard with a crossbow, and he's looking around, making sure everything's kosher. Kovash, what do you do?
Okay.
I should mention that magic counts as one skill, so you can use magic if you want to.
Right.
That would basically be a quote-unquote arcana check. You could also attack as well as one of them. So those are options, but if you want to do something else, that's up to you.
Sadly, I don't have any spells that would be distracting. Because in a more wizardy character, I'd just be like, yeah, they're going to throw a dancing light. But no, I don't think that could do that. And athletics was just used, and perception was used, right?
Insight and athletics are the ones that have been used so far.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, insight and athletics.
Yep.
Okay. And could I use perception to sort of wait and see when the guy is looking away, basically, and sort of
Sure.
Call for us to jump, or do basically move forward.
Sure. Go right ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. I'm gonna use my inspiration for this because I don't want to do it.
Sure.
Well, you can use inspiration after the fact, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
technically no. Technically you're not,
no.
but I don't. I like letting people use inspiration as kind of a bailout. So the rules as written, no, but I go for rule of cool, and yeah,
Alright.
you can say it afterwards.
It's a 16
16. Okay.
without inspiration. So I'll keep my inspiration.
Okay. So you basically see him on one of the balconies, and He's looking around. He hasn't noticed you yet, and he turns to look over at someone who is walking the streets from one building to another. He raises his crossbow for a moment, and he takes out a spyglass to look. You take that as an opportunity, kind of flag the other two over, and you sprint across the building, climbing down to the next side, and you're now in another alleyway. Ash, we're gonna keep the order going. What do you do?
Ash is going to guide people in being sneaky and sneak around these fucking guards.
Okay.
Because fuck them.
Oh, that's right. You've got the Cloak of Elvenkind.
Yep. 24.
24. Okay, so as your backs are against the walls of the alleyway, you peek out for a moment, and you notice that mist that I described from before begins rolling into the city more. Clouds begin to obscure the moon above you. As you take that as a moment to kind of to look around, and you quickly dart to across the alleyway into another one, leading yourselves into the more residential area of Averlund, flagging everybody over and using the mist as a cloak. You're able to make your way further away from the city. Further towards the exit of the city. So Bimkin, what do you do?
I don't know on skills that I'm terribly good at.
Insight, athletics, perception, and stealth have been used so far.
Could I use sleight of hand in some way?
How?
Maybe the. Two things left that I'm real good at are acrobatics and sleight of hand, and neither of those really.
What's this like the stage we're currently in? Is there a guard visible or?
It doesn't look like there is a guard currently visible. Like, so with sleight of hand, you could possibly stash something on someone else, or like just you could kind of bring focus to something, possible distraction of some sort.
There's no one to stash stuff on, no one to distract anything from.
Yeah, it looks like you're pretty good for now that you've noticed with your passive perception. There's no active perceptions going on right now.
Right. Well, we've already used perception.
Yes.
I'd imagine we just keep going until we spotted something. So I don't know what to do right now.
Okay. So we'll say that you guys keep going down the alleyway. You curve around the corner. You see basically that man that I described before, who is going from one building to another. You see he gets stopped by one of the guards, and it looks like he's asking a question. There's two other guards that are beginning to come in your direction. What do you do?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Looking at what I can do and what's already been done and all that is. Can I roll investigation, see if there's any place we could hide?
Sure, go for it.
Kind of a Hail Mary. I'm not good at it, but it's all I can think of. 8.
8.
8. That's
Okay.
it.
So you're looking around and you're having a hell of a time looking for anywheres to go. You look behind you in the alleyway. There is currently nowheres to go. Even the back, you look back at the way you went, and there is a guard that is coming in that direction. You're looking to almost be pincered at this point. As you trying to find a place to go, you panic a little bit and you go, and you find like a little nook, which is basically it's basically like an entrance into a shop, into a shop with stairs leading down. You were expecting it to go deeper than it did. The three of you go in. They can see the top of your head, and you hear one of the guards go, "Hey, you there?" At which point it is Zay. Kovash, what do you do?
What do I do? I imagine Kovash should be the most noticeable one, being that he's 7 tall. So his head is probably poking out the most, and perhaps the only head they've noticed, maybe.
Okay.
So, he is... Well, we've been spotted at this point, so he is going to walk back out and I don't know, make it look like he's just sort of like he was minding his own business.
Sure.
And now he's annoyed that this guard is bothering him.
Okay.
So he's just going to give him like the Kovash glare, I guess.
The Kovash
so
glare.
I'm gonna use some intimidation.
Okay, go for it.
To basically make it look like I am just minding my own business. Leave me be. Kind of. Yeah, I'll see. 21.
21. All right, so you see, you basically come up and he looks at you for a moment. He sees you down. He puts his hand on his scabbard, and he's about to like say, "Hey, what are you doing?" But then you give him this like look like you just got hit in the back of the head with a baseball bat, and he just kind of he pretends that he didn't see you and goes the other way. The three of you continue on your way, and you go around the corner. There is a small bridge. You are like on the crest of getting the hell out of this city. You see the walls of Averlund. There's no like actual like stone wall or gates like a lot of the other cities. It's a smaller community, but you see like a couple of guard posts with each one has 2 archers with crossbows, and they're keeping a pretty steady watch. Ash, what do you do?
God,
You guys are almost out of here.
Yep. Yes, we are. How far away from the guards are we?
Probably about 50 feet away. You're basically behind one of the corners of a building at this point. You look over, you can see the exit of the city. There are 2 guards stationed, basically at the exit, as well as the 2 guards with the crossbows on the top. So there's 6 guards altogether at the exit of the city.
So they're on like actual like wooden structures?
Yes, 4 of them are on wooden structures, 2 are on ground level. Those 2 have halberds.
How far am I from like the furthest wooden structure away from me?
Probably about, you said the furthest one away?
Yeah.
The furthest one away, because it's more diagonal, I would say probably about 55, 60 feet away.
What I want to do is I want to use Sacred Flame at like the base of one of the wooden legs and have it like flicker up and flare so this white fire is just out of nowhere to distract them so we can go behind them.
Okay, go ahead and you can either make an Arcana check or a Deception check.
My deception is better. Don't fuck me. It fucked me. I got a 10.
Fucked you.
I got a 10. Flat 10.
Alright, so you basically conjure up that blast, and it's a little bit too showy as where you're conjuring it as a source of light, and you blast forward with that sacred flame. It hits the right spot. Both of them, both of the archers on that tower look on the opposing tower, look where it hit, and they draw their crossbows and look at that direction. The ones on top of the tower that you actually hit look and they see the three of you, and they take their crossbows out and they're going to fire, meaning it is Bimkin's turn. As you see the blast from the guiding bolt.
Well, no, it's Sacred Flame. It's
Sacred Flame.
Like radiant
Sorry.
descends on.
Okay.
It sparks up where I point. It
Oh.
doesn't come from my hand.
Okay. Okay, let me retcon that then.
Sorry.
Sorry. That's my bad. So you conjure up that energy and blast downward, at which point the two guards kind of on top of it like look over the side of the entrance, and the other two begin heading in your direction, as you hear one of them say, "Hey, I heard something over here," and they head in your direction. They're coming towards you.
Okay.
Still a failure. They're still kind of noticing you, but
They heard me.
they heard you. Yes. Bimkin, your turn.
So we're kind of in like underbrush kind of stuff right now. That's how.
Yes, yeah, we'll say yes. You're basically between a building, some underbrush, and a couple trees.
All right. And it's just kind of towers and nothing else between us and freedom.
There's a few buildings as well that kind of are against the two wooden towers with the four guards, two on either tower, and the two on the ground begin heading your direction with pretty much two of the crossbows focused in your direction, as well as two kind of scoping the rest of the area. But they definitely heard the incantation being cast from Ash's location.
Can I use acrobatics to kind of move quickly through the underbrush and get us closer?
Sure, go for it.
I'm going to go ahead and use my inspiration.
Okay.
That sucks more. 11
11.
with a +8.
Okay. So basically you just try to basically outrun them at this point, jumping over the brush and sprinting off in a direction. All three of you basically follow suit. Who has the worst athletics in the group? Acrobatics. Who has the worst acrobatics?
+8.
I have a +2.
You have a +2?
I have a +3.
Okay, so basically you guys are running, but at one point there's like a rock that Kovash didn't see because of the cloak of the night, and he trips over a little bit, stumbling. Bimkin, you go over and help him up, but at that point you see a couple of bolts zoom, 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 and shoot into the ground below you. Okay, they have seen you. They are coming after you. Kovash, it is your turn. You get picked up by Bimkin, and this is basically coming down to it. This is the roll. What do you do?
Okay, what I want to do is, I think, are we out of like earshot at this point? Like, if I was to talk like quietly or something, they would pick up.
Yeah, if you were talking quietly amongst each other, yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. So he wants to incant quietly. In the sense that I want to roll Arcana to use Expeditious Retreat and basically pick these two up under my arms, because Kovash is big and strong, and he's got 20 strength or something. And he's just going to leg it with the pair of them under his arm, basically.
Okay.
With Expeditious Retreat, it's just like, grab them both and just go zoom, just,
Okay. You want to use Arcana?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and make an Arcana check. I'll even give you the advantage on it, because I like that. That's cool.
Oof. Okay, that's a 17.
Ooh, okay. All right, so you grab a hold of both of them and you cast that incantation. Make a basic strength check, because you're holding two people.
Okay.
It's not going to be that difficult because Ash is small.
Okay. Oh, I lost dice on. See, I got a +5, so that's a 21.
21. Okay, so yeah, effortlessly you basically pick both of them up. You mutter that arcane incantation as there's a glow, the bluish sort of faint aura that appears around your feet for a moment, and your eyes open up another bluish trail, and then pew, you just take off. And there's like a few bolts that hit the ground behind you where you were standing as you just kick up a bunch of dirt and leaves and sticks and you go. And like you hear sound the alarm, and you hear the as someone's like rotating one of those sirens. You are outside of Averlund. You see a few people kind of run outside with weapons drawn, looking about. They have lost you. You've gone further into like a wooded area, and they have completely lost your track.
That was exciting.
Intense.
Yeah.
I'll keep going.
Okay. All right. So you guys have successfully circumvented the city of Averlund. You are outside of the city, and you begin your trip down the path. Are you sticking to the trails, or are you kind of staying off the trails? How are you approaching?
I'd say walk through the kind of the wooded areas within sight of the trail.
Sure.
That'd be my vote. So.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Okay. So who wants to lead this kind of journey? What's your marching order?
Who has the best survival? Is survival still the one you roll for like traveling?
Yes.
And
Yep.
Okay.
I have a +3.
I also have a +3.
Okay. So not Kovash, because he has a +1.
Okay.
But Ash, this is also the first Ash has ever been from Averlund, so.
Yeah, we'll say that probably Bimkin would be the person, because Ash has never been outside the city. If she rolls a survival check, I would give her the disadvantage. So even though she has a 3, she'd be at the disadvantage. Just for like this first little leg. Once you guys get into the whole out on the open road thing, it's no longer going to be a thing. But for now, it will be.
Okay.
So,
So for marching order, then Demkin, Ash, and Kovash, sort of Kovash defending the back of us.
Bringing up the
for example.
rear. Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay. 16.
Okay. So we are entering into random encounter territory as you guys head to Bilge March. So I have in front of me 3 decks. What I'm going to be doing, this is our random encounter deck. Rather than rolling on a table, this kind of allows you guys to have some more interactivity with how things happen. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take a friendly encounter. Hang on. Oop. Right here. I'm going to take a neutral encounter. If I can have a stack, thank you. And then I'm going to take 3 hostile encounters. All right, so now this is the point where you guys get to kind of interact a little bit with how the random encounter could possibly turn out. All of you have to put in at least one. Don't be inspecting the neutral deck. Whoever is in there, I think.
That was me.
Yeah, not the neutral deck. You guys all have to choose at least one neutral or one friendly. If you choose a neutral, that's it. That's all you have to put in. No problem at all. And I won't put in a hostile card. If you choose a friendly, however, I put in a hostile card. You can, however, look at the friendly to kind of gear it in your advantage and try to get something good out of it. So if you guys want to check it out, I will bring it up for Dan. So is this friendly? Okay. Let me turn down the music a little bit. A little loud. All right, so there's Dead Inside. Really wish that you had Tabletop Simulator at this point.
Yeah.
This is basically a random encounter where you find dead bodies with supplies on the inside of a cave. A friendly, medium-sized dire wolf that you could feed to basically get a new friend for your journey. There's druidic teachings, which is you find a druid on the field that is basically hosting a class to promote the care of nature. A halfling laborer, which is basically someone with, it's like a logging camp, offers tents, warm fire, food for weary travelers. There's a traveling merchant, which you could sell or buy things from. There is a pixie that you could encounter. A plague doctor, which is basically someone. A plague doctor is dumping a cart of dead bodies into a fresh dug hole, and will tell the adventurers that the outbreak seems to be a new disease. A shrine of horizons, so it's just a god of journeys shrine. A skeleton with a mop. A Svirfneblin hermit. Traveling chef, unlikely feast, and a wise man. So those are the friendly encounters that you could choose. If you choose one of those to put into the deck, I put a hostile in. If you put a neutral into the deck, which you're not allowed to look at, then I do not put a hostile in. But a neutral encounter can kind of go either way depending on how you approach it.
Is the neutral deck shuffled?
No, it is not. Let me do that. Okay.
No.
Not the whole
deck.
thing. Playing it safe. You quickly pull. Don't hold it. Just click and then yeah. All right, so that's one neutral card.
I like risks, so I'm gonna throw in a friendly.
Okay, you can choose any one of the friendly ones that are in there. You don't have to just draw one. You can choose any of them and put it into the deck.
I'm gonna put a neutral card in if that.
Okay. Ah, Ellie, stop. Ow. Down.
You're a good girl, yes.
Trying to move my mouse and she comes under and just noses my arm. It's like, ah!
Are you being a pain in the butt?
Yes.
You are.
Okay. All right, and I'll throw another hostile. Oh, let me shuffle the hostile real quick. Ah!
It's like getting sucked into my
Into your hand, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And there we go. And I will shuffle this. And we have our encounter deck. Now I'm going to put the rest away. And I will grab the encounter deck. Okay. So are you guys going to keep journeying throughout the night, or are you going to take a rest and set up camp? How are you guys approaching this journey?
I've traveled with children before. There's no way we're soldiering on through the night.
She'll try, but she'll probably fall asleep on you.
Okay. So you set up camp. You make a fire. You set up some of the tents, and it is the three of you outside of the city. You're a good. We'll say that you got a good 3 to 5 miles away. You're off the beaten path. You're in more of a wooded area. Do you guys have a fire going? That's a good question.
Do you have anything to start a fire? Well, I guess we do have a dragonborn with a breath. Do you have a fire breath weapon, or?
No, mine's ice breath. I'm a silver dragon. So,
I can start a fire.
I mean, honestly, I think
I have
Tinder
flint
Twigs,
steel.
like a flint and steel,
Pretty
come
sure
with the explorer's kit.
see,
I have prestidigitation as a cantrip. I
Oh.
can just go.
There you go.
I have a tinderbox. Apparently.
Yeah.
What is a tinderbox?
Yeah, prestidigitation
I've,
will do the trick as well.
If we want a fire going.
What's the weather like?
It's a little chilly. It's not too bad. It's not quite winter yet. It's like the tail end of autumn.
Kovish says, given that we are trying to,
Hide.
perhaps a fire would be unwise. Because
Sure.
they would see the smoke.
Right.
Okay. So it's gonna be a little bit of a chilly night, but it's not gonna cause any ill effects or anything because it's not winter yet. So are you guys taking shifts, or are you just all sleeping at once?
Kovish will often take shift.
Yeah, if you can give me 4 hours to trance, and I can take the rest of the night.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. So who is taking first watch?
How dark is it?
It's because of how the trees are kind of the canopy of the trees is blocking the moon. It's pretty dark.
Okay. Kovash will actually suggest then that if he sleeps for the first 4 hours, and no, never mind. I was gonna say Kovash could sleep until it's a bit lighter, and then have Bimkin, because Bimkin can see in the dark, do the night watch. But
I can stay up.
Yeah, if Ash wants to take the first 4 hours with her dark vision, I can take the last 4. I flip flop it, whichever.
Sure.
Yeah, and then Kovash will take whenever it's sort of getting lighter.
Probably 2 hours would be the max for Ash to actually be able to get a long rest. So probably 2, 2, and 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Or 2, 4, 2.
2, 4, 2 works too. Yep. Yeah, that way you would have the light of the basically dawn. Yeah, okay, so that works. Ash, it is a quiet night. You've never been outside of the city of Averlund before. These sounds, basically the cacophony of different like insects and hoots and different bird calls from the more nocturnal creatures of this wooded area. It's kind of a little scary at first, but I'm gonna have you make a perception check.
Yay, perception. Uh, 21.
All right, 21. You look around. You actually, there's this one point where you look up and you see this owl. The first time you've ever seen an owl live before, and it's just kind of looking at you. It tilts its head a little bit, looks around, and you see it fly off. The rest of your night, the rest of your shift is uneventful, and it is basically time to wake Bimkin up. Bimkin, you come out of your trance, and I'm gonna have you make the next perception check.
Okay.
Ash conks out because she is a tired child.
25.
Okay, hang on just a second. All right, 25. It's a cold night. It's a lot colder than when you went to bed. It's not too bad. You're able to kind of fight through it with, but a fire would absolutely be more preferable in this situation. But obviously, not having that opportunity because of the certain circumstances. You continue through your watch. The watch is uneventful. Leading to Kovash. Kovash, you wake up. It is it's a little brisk out, and you can kind of feel the moisture in the air. It kind of feels like it's about to rain. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception. Oh dear.
Dear.
That's a perception. That's 7.
7. Your thoughts keep wandering, like what's kind of been happening lately. These last few days, it's just been one thing after another. Suddenly the prospect of knowing arcane magic, is this just another leg in your destiny? You're not sure, but you're dwelling on sort of these thoughts that are flying throughout your head, and you're not really noticing a whole lot around you. You're of course keeping watch, but your shift goes by, as far as you're concerned, uneventful, and all the other two end up waking up at the crest of dawn, and all benefit from a long rest.
So, in the morning, after his contemplation, it's a good time for this actually, I think. He's gonna sort of, he's gonna do the weapon bond ritual thing, because I assume that's part of the Eldritch Knight thing. It's the you perform a 1-hour ritual to create a magical bond between yourself and one weapon.
Okay.
Once completed, you can't be disarmed of the weapon unless you're incapacitated, and you can summon it as a bonus action to your hand if it's on the same plane of existence.
So
you can have up to 2 bonded weapons, which I think is shield counts, so he could technically do both, but
okay, so we'll
it's going to
say
take 2 hours, so he's not going to do the whole.
Well, we'll say that you were doing that towards your during your watch, and one of the reasons you were a little distracted. You're holding the Obonite sword in your hand, and it gives off that faint glow. You still don't have a scabbard for it, and
he's keeping it wrapped basically,
Yeah.
so that it doesn't give off too much light.
are you able to
Alright.
banish it, or are you able to just summon it when you need to?
It just says I think it's like the called weapon enchant from. I don't know if that still exists in 5th edition, but the weapon doesn't disappear or anything like that. It just means that
Right, it's
as
not
long
like
as
a
it's on the
warlock's
same plane
ability.
as you,
Yeah.
it's like as long as it's on the same plane as you can call it to your hand.
It's like
kind of like it's like a what? Sorry?
It's like Mjolnir from the Marvel movies.
Yeah, sort of like just with less flying and more it's teleporting.
Like,
I suppose,
teleporting
but,
into your head.
oh,
Okay.
But
So-
yeah, it's
You are basically taking the it's covered in the wraps with a little bit of faint light that is glowing out from it, just kind of out of necessity for becoming more intimate with the blade. You give it a couple swings in the air, and it's lightweight, balanced, and just instinctively you begin tracing these symbols down the blade of the weapon, like these bluish outlines of the symbols you're kind of just mindlessly etching onto the blade itself, and afterwards you can kind of feel that its presence is that your energy, your internal will is being bound with the weapon itself, and you set it down on the ground and just think for a moment and hold out your hand, and you open it to see that the blade is slightly levitating off the ground until you just kind of nod your head up and it shoots up into your hands. You're successfully bounded with the Obonite sword.
okay. Neat.
And that is when everyone else wakes up.
E.
All right.
Morning. I guess we'll.
So yeah, Bibkin says morning in case you guys didn't hear that.
Go I should say, yeah. Morning.
Anything exciting happen?
Not really. Well, I can do this. He sort of sets the sword down and just hold his hand out, and it's like into his hand again.
What? It's interesting.
Yeah,
I-
that isn't.
I saw an owl.
An owl.
E.
Oh,
Have you ever seen an owl before?
No.
I saw nothing. It was a real quiet night for me. So, no owls, no moving weapons. Just yeah. Well, onwards.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
All right.
You can eat some of our rations on the way, I suppose, instead of lingering.
Muncha, muncha, muncha.
So the three of you get up, you pack your things, roll up the bedrolls, pack up the tents, and you are nibbling on some of the jerky that you brought with you. Everyone can mark off that you have expended 1 day's worth of rations. That way we don't have to cover the rest of the day. And continue down the trail on your way to Bilch March. At that point, I'm going to have everyone make a perception check, an active perception check.
Active perception.
23.
23, okay.
6.
Okay.
Ash is still groggy and sleepy and wants to go back to bed.
A 19.
19. Okay. So the 23. Well, first of all, let's go from the bottom up. Yeah, you're still a little groggy, waking up, Ash. You're kind of not really paying a whole lot of attention. You let out a big yawn and you continue on your way. The 19. You see off in the distance. It looks like there is a humanoid figure that is approaching towards your direction, not like directly at you, but they're actually on the beaten path, the road area, and they're walking. It looks like towards Averlund. Um, with your 23 Bimkin, you actually see it looks like a man in probably decent armor, medium armor of some sort. He's got a sword on his side, and you actually see a pretty bright smile on his face as he is just kind of minding his own business and walking down the road. What do you guys do?
I'm perfectly happy to stick to the woods.
Okay.
Yeah, Kovash will agree. This stage.
All right, I'm gonna have everyone make a stealth check.
$20.
7.
19.
What'd you get? Hi.
I got a 19. Kovash got a 7.
And a 7. Okay. So as you're walking, basically through the wooded area, Ash, you've never had to set up a tent before. You usually find shelter in the city, and you didn't pack your bedroll or tent very tight, as one of the spikes that you use to kind of keep the tent from blowing away falls out of your patch and clangs against one of the rocks. Ting! And then you see the man that is traveling down the road perks up and looks in your direction. He places his hand on his scabbard with a sort of inquisitive look and begins heading in your direction. He rolled really good.
Better than a 19?
Yeah, he rolled a natural 18.
Oh, but
Hi, we mean no harm. We're just keeping off the path.
So you just kind of announce yourself?
Yeah.
Like, you see him kind of jump, startled a little bit. Huh? Who goes there?
I'm Bimpkin. I'm from the monastery over that way.
It looks like he hasn't exactly seen you yet, but he begins heading into the wooded area and kind of peeks around one of the trees and sees the three of you kind of hiding pretty well, but his perception was just better. And you see at this point, he's got like a brown goatee. He's got long hair that is bunched up into a ponytail. He's wearing what looks like scale mail with a scale mail hauberk, as well as like a what the shit is that called? The stuff you put underneath armor.
the Gambison?
Gambison, thank you. A padded Gambison underneath. It looks like he is a traveler, like probably a wandering adventurer. I was like, why exactly are you all sticking to the trees?
It's a nature walk. He quite clearly isn't like trying to lie. He's just, filling the space.
I guess you're not lying, so go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, 9.
Alright, he'll make an insight check. Right. Keep your stories then. Where are you off to? What brings you outside of Averlund? It's not a very well-traveled city, as far as I was informed.
Well, go look at the Bibkin.
We're heading for Bilchmarch.
Ah, Bilchmark. Ah, yes. I actually just came from there. Nice folk. What's your business there?
Just going from here to there.
Hmm. Is
Had enough of there. Going over to there.
is everything okay? You seem a little withdrawn.
Well, we are in the trees, so you know.
Indubitably.
Koash will like straighten his like traveling coat and stand up and just
She's never been outside Averlund, so we're kind of giving her the full experience.
Ash will like give a shy little wave.
Are you her parents?
Of a sort, yeah. Adoptive.
Oh, well. Pleasure. Oh, where are my manners? The name is Darwillian. A pleasure. I come from the south. Primarily from the talk proper.
So what brings you all the way up here?
Just exploring, got tired of the city life, and wanted to go and make a name for myself.
you know, Kovash, his expression will, lighten at this. It's like, oh, I'm from the south too, and that's exactly the same reason I came out this way.
Like minds, then. That's great. And anything exciting in the city of Averlund?
Um,
Not when we left.
I suppose no news is good news. It's not very exciting. Well, so.
it's Port Town. It's nice. Just we wanted to get away from the that sort of seaside fish smell.
That's actually why I'm headed there. Not for the smell, but to get myself on a boat and sail north.
Oh.
Really hope you don't mind the smell then, because we have much for you.
Well, I guess an adventurer has to be prepared for all obstacles, even odoriferous smells. But,
I don't know what that word means, but okay.
But I'm interrupting whatever it is the three of you are doing. So I will leave you to your own, and thanks for the chat. You three have a nice day.
Yeah.
You
Safe
too.
journey to you.
You as well. And he kind of straightens himself up and turns around and starts heading down in the opposite direction of the town. Well, opposite direction of where he came from. You know what I mean? Towards Averlund. Okay.
All right.
And you guys wait, kind of just checking to make sure he's not coming back, and you see him disappear in the distance.
What a nice man.
Yeah.
Let's carry on.
Congratulations, your first random encounter was the novice adventurer.
We should have
Yay.
advertised the bakery.
Put a plug. Yep.
Yeah. While you're there, pick up some baked goods, and yeah.
The
No.
turkey was especially good.
Yep.
Tell him
Do
Bimkin.
Okay, well, I guess we carry on.
All right. So the three of you kind of head down the city. Head down the beaten path, or off the path. Still, you're still kind of sticking to the trees and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get some of this shit.
I mean,
out
I'd
of the way.
say at this point we can probably get on the path. It's
Probably.
far enough away.
Yeah, probably make
Okay.
the fat going. Yeah, we'll go on the path.
Might be, and it might not, like, if we pass anyone, there might not be any more awkward
Sure.
conversations of why are you all hiding in a bush. Yeah.
Right.
Fair. That's fair.
And given how far we were from the town, we could have plausibly left before the lockdown. So, hopefully
Yep.
that doesn't come up.
Okay, so I'm going to elapse 2 days and see if you guys get any random encounters. Okay, you guys continue down the beaten path, and that's when you travel for about 2 more days. You take your time, sticking to the roads, camping off the road a bit. Do you guys keep the fires kind of going, or are you? Sorry. Do you stick without having a fire, or do you have fires now that you're far enough away from the
Yeah,
town?
I think at this point it's safe to have
Okay.
fires.
Yeah,
We're not, now we are mere travelers on the road and not escapees from a town in
Right.
lockdown. Or not
Right.
lockdown, sorry. That's in martial law. Lockdown's a different thing.
Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the next 2 days are pretty uneventful. The 3 of you basically keep taking your shifts, warming yourselves by the fire, and nothing happens. It's a pretty uneventful journey, which is kind of a nice change of pace after the recent escapades that you dealt with in Averlund. And off in the distance, you see what looks like meadows of like wildflowers. It's a very beautiful sight as you see buildings begin to emerge in the distance as you get closer, and like you see the first farmhouse with crops of wheat and different plants and what looks like an orchard on the other side, and you actually pass a signpost pointing in the direction that says Bilchmark, and you continue on, opening up to as the city gets closer, the village I should say gets closer and closer. It's a very small community from what you're looking at as you enter the city of Bilchmark. Are you guys gonna go in, or are you skirting around it, or what? How are you guys approaching the city?
I say we just walk in.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay. So you guys head into the city of Bilchmark, and it is very much a farming community. You see, it's kind of an overcast day at this point. There are several people working the fields, and there's not much in the way of like tourist shops. So there's like maybe one blacksmith in town for just basic tool needs and things like that. Doesn't even look like there's an inn in the town, but it's a small farming community, and we're gonna end today's session there as you guys enter the city of Bilchmark.
yay.
Okay.
Okay, so we will, let's see, we had, you guys get a possible 5 XP. Hang on just a second. Let me open this up real quick. Okay, so you guys are going to have a possible 5 checkpoint XP for this session. You've already gotten 1 for the recap, and you got 1 for the skill check that you guys had to do, which was essentially a quote-unquote deadly encounter, because 1 more fail, you guys would have been locked up in jail, or had a pretty big fight on your hands. So you got 2 already, so you guys have a possible 3 more you can get. At this point, anyone in chat, I see a couple people, the Grace Dog's in there. So same as last time, if you guys have learned anything either out of character, something about the characters themselves, something about D&D, our playstyle or whatnot, go ahead and type it in chat, and you can actually net them over their maximum HP to help them get closer to their level up. But before that, let's start with Kovash. What have you learned?
Sorry, it's just deer in headlights moment. Kovash has learned that the Manticore folk that we've been working for, are quite, at least going by what they've said, assuming we can trust that, quite charitable to say, the more unfortunate folk involved in their
Sure.
word.
Sure. Yeah. No. I get the
they're
gist.
charitable to the more unfortunate folk that get like caught in the crossfire.
Those poor unfortunate souls.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Absolutely. They definitely show charity to those that are subjugated and oppressed. Ash, what have you learned?
Ash has learned what an owl looks like.
Yeah.
Up
Absolutely.
close.
Yeah. Bimkin, what have you learned?
Kovash can bond to weapons.
Yeah. Absolutely. Kovash, what have you learned?
Oh, that was going to be my one. Kovash has learned that he can apparently stare down a guard to get them to not do their job.
Yes.
You know.
You know what? I didn't see you. Bye. Ash, what have you learned?
Ash has learned. She learned how to set up a camp.
Okay, yeah. First time camping. Wish it was under better circumstances. Bimkin, what have you learned?
I've learned that Bimkin has experience with a gnome hooked hammer.
Yeah, absolutely. You actually have, it's considered an exotic weapon that normally only gnomes have proficiency in, but because you've grown up with gnomes all your life in that monastery, you know how to use the gnome hooked hammer. There are some, it's a mundane weapon. There are some special abilities that it has. It actually can get you an extra attack without having to use a key point to do so. So go ahead and take a look at that when you get a chance, and kind of, if you have any questions, just let me know. Kovash, what have you learned?
I have learned. Hold on. I've learned that the innkeeper is accommodating to the sneaky folk, in the sense that he allowed us to use his.
Yep, absolutely. The innkeeper obviously doesn't care for the talk government either. All right, Ash, what have you learned?
I have learned that Ash is actually capable of going an entire fucking session without giving money away.
Okay. Last one, Bimkin, what have you learned?
Ophi makes more kinds of muffins than Bimkin thought possible.
Okay, absolutely. So that's all 5. We got one from chat from the Grace Dog. He says, "Hiya, I have 2 answers. Funny answer: berries are full of nutrients, thus muffins are healthy." Thanks, Bimkin.
You heard it here first.
Serious answer: I have learned that Kovash has cold breath. That's cool, and I can't wait to see that. All right.
It is cool.
Yeah,
quite
quite literally. Okay, so that is a total of 6 XP from chat. Six total. One of them from chat. So go ahead and mark that on your character sheets. Is that enough for you guys to level up?
No, we're 1 away.
One away. So close. You'll get it next game. All right. If someone wants to flip the table when I say toodaloo, go ahead and get that ready. But thank you guys so much for joining us today. I had a lot of fun. It was a little slow at the beginning once we were kind of figuring out what to do with the downtime, but now that we're heading to a new area, we'll be able to kind of kick it up a little bit and see what's going on in Bilchmark. But thank you guys so much for watching. We will be doing 2 Best Geeks on Tuesday with me and Evan. We'll be playing a game. We're not sure which one yet, but you can join us for that. You can join us next week for another installment of the Tyranny of Talk on Wednesday at 7 p.m. as well as on Thursday we'll be starting up, not tomorrow, but next Thursday we'll be starting up the Relics of Okrid, which is another D&D campaign as well. So that should be pretty fun. That takes place in more of a Norwegian sort of Asian feel. So think like feudal Japan mixed with like Icelandic sort of lore. So that should be pretty cool. Join us for that. Until next time, thank you so much, and we'll see you then. Bye, everyone. Toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye.
Whee!